Hello guys, this is my automatic rifle sniper build. I'm using an assault rifle with a very recon scope, which tracks targets, and it's a massive long scope because you can do this from very large distances, as it does very much damage. I use the I use an onslaught build for this, so the more hits you get, the more damage you do. Okay, so let's look at the perk cards. Um, the strength is used for arms keeper, strongback, and bandolier are all used for carrying capacity. Concentrated fire isn't necessarily needed, but if you want to occasionally use VATS in emergency situations where you're up close and you might want to use VATS, this is not totally essential, but it is almost. Number cruncher, the more AP cost you have, the more 2% damage per AP cost. So this weapon has a decent amount of AP, so it will do more damage based on that 2% damage. I use Grenadier because I have the far-flung fireworks blender per card, which explodes enemies occasionally. I use the Grenadier for that. The reason I use Fast Fighter is because the reload speed of this thing, because I have a drum mag, so it's very slow. Tank Killer is used for armor penetration to do more damage. Skeet Shooter is used for the accuracy for the gun. Aiming down the scope with just regular with no perk cards is the recoil is very trash, to be honest. Recoil is too much. Endurance cards are used for resistances when you're up close, because this build does not use power armor. Starch is of course used for mutations. That's very essential for that. Also, stringent numbers, same thing. That also gives you more. It gives you positive effects for your mutations when you're on a team. United Ordeal I'm a ghoul character, so United Ordeal would be used to give three out to all special stats. So it gives to agility. Every stat has 3 plus in special stats. I have Tenderizer, so it does more damage the more hits you do, the more damage you do. So that stacks with the Onslaught perks. So you can imagine how much damage that would do. Field Surgeon is used to use Stimpaks because occasionally if you do get hit a lot, Stimpaks are essential to go fast because there's no power armor, like I said. The Batteries and Code is used for weight management. Demolition Expert's also used for my far-flung fireworks legendary perk card because it does a lot of damage to enemies. Agility is not full. Is essential for this build because it gives you the Onslaught perks. Action Boy and Action Ghoul are used for AP regen. In case you use your VATS with this build, because you can, but it just doesn't. The agility just runs out too fast. Onslaught, Gunsling Export, Guerrilla Expert, and Guerrilla Master are all used to increase your Onslaught stacks. Gun Tricks is also used as a ghoul character. It's used to increase your reload speed. Like I said before, the reload speed with the drum mag is insanely slow, so this really makes it better. Wild West Hands gives you a 36% chance to instantly reload, so there would be no reload speed. It instantly reloads, just like you're adding more, just instantly reloads. And then Junk Shield's used for resistances like energy resistance and damage resistance. All these perk cards are pretty much essential for this build. You can also take out the if you have a lot of strength on your person, you can get rid of a lot of these strength perks and put them in like intelligence to get more XP, or you can put them in charisma to get suppressor to reduce your target's damage, which I don't think would be necessary, but against bosses that'd be good. Okay, so now let's look at the food I use. Specifically, I use Company Tea because it gives you AP regen. Cooked soft shell meat gives you more AP. Deathclaw Steak gives you more strength. Deathclaw Wellington would actually be better because it gives you like 3 more strength than that does. But I get all my food from these resource collectors, so it gives me all the food I need to succeed. Um, Marlock Jerky is used for damage resistance, which I will take. Pemmican's used for resistances, does 8 endurance. Rider steak or wolf, where is it? Wolf ribs are used for perception. They're both used for perception. Smoked Marlock fillets are used for carry weight. And then whiskey is used for more strength. There's 2 more strength to your person. That's just used for carry weight regularly. I would recommend using Psycho Buff resistances against bosses that do a lot of damage, like the Scorched Beast Queen or the Wendigo spawn and Earl himself in the Colossal Problems event, which do a lot of damage to you. Using the Explosive Bobblehead for the legendary perker would be very essential. Wouldn't be essential, but it'd be recommended. Okay, now let's look at the mutation. Excuse me. Adrenaline reactions essential. Does more damage each kill you get. Carnivore is essential for any build I use because it increases the benefits for your meat products or meat food. It causes use for perception and crit damage. That's not essential for this build, but if you do want to use VATS, like I said a couple times, you could use that. I get it for intelligence. Marsupial for carry weight and jump height, because if you want to get away from an enemy with the jump height, you can jump onto a roof and do that. Speed Demon for that reload speed, so that's essential to increase reload speed. And Scaleless can use for resistances. I forgot to mention that you could use this for a sneak build, so if you use the steadfast legendary armor piece. It's from the what's it called? It's the one where you fight the Wendigo. I forget what it's called, but any armor piece that increases that when you crouch it and stay still, it'll keep you in stealth. Those are essential. Those aren't essential for this build, but it would do more sneak attack damage to enemies if you were like this and you were to shoot enemies that do more damage for sneak attacks. That's not essential, but you could definitely use that. I would recommend good armor. So you could use your best armor you got. Marine armor is what I use right now because I don't use anything better. But it still does a lot of It still has a lot of resistances, so damage resistance is a lot. And yeah, so that's the build. Right now I'm going to do a test of the damage, the scope, and the drop off range if it has a lot of drop off range from very long distance. I'm going to do a test in the event to see how good it would be in an event. The event will actually not have a boss in it. But if you do want to go to boss, you could test that yourself. Go fight a boss, like the Scorched Beast Queen or Earl. And I guarantee it would do a lot of damage to them if you had the right cards and the Onslaught build. Okay, so here is the event test. Here is the test of the build's damage, the how good it is in combat in an event. So I'm gonna do the event, show you guys how good the damage is, especially with the sneak build like this guy's doing. And I'm gonna do it from a distance.
They all look so slimy and useless for anything other than moonshine.
Oh my god, look at that freaking damage! Oh my goodness, that is insane. Look at that damage! Oh my goodness, that is insane! Look at that damage! You could also use it with VATS in an emergency, but it's not really recommended because it drains your action points very, very fast, so I wouldn't recommend using that, personally. That damage is insane, especially if you constant headshots and dying like very, very fast.
that every day.
So that's a test of the damage in an event, and especially if it uses a sneak build or just in general, it's very OP. See how far away that is and how much damage that does? It's insane. See how far away that is. I would say this build is very, very good. It doesn't use it uses long-range combat, so even from all the way over there, the damage drop-off basically is non-existent. See that damage? It's still pretty crazy. It's not even a headshot.
To protect themselves.
Now let's test running around, because it's test running around on the ground. Because sometimes you cannot be on a roof. You have to be on the ground. So let's test in the ground combat instead. Test. The more damage you do, the more. So you imagine how OP this would be against a massive boss that has a massive hitbox with the Scorch Beast Queen. That's gonna do absurd damage to an enemy like that, and especially it has such a massive range and massive damage to a boss. It'd be pretty crazy, I would imagine. See how much damage that does? That's insane. So that was the test of the damage, the scope, how long the range is, so the damage drop off isn't big at all. Even from a very long distance, it's not very big. And the scope is amazing. The damage is insane. The more hits you get, the more damage you do. Especially with my tenderizer perk, which does more damage each time you hit a target, and the Onslaught perks that give you more damage to hit the target. So I got a lot of damage into the enemies, and especially against bosses, which I didn't demonstrate here. Bosses would be insane damage if you have the ammo for it. So that's the damage of the assault rifle build. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the video.